Get ready for the biggest stories dominating the industry right now. CRTC Chair Vicky Eatrides opened Radio Days North America with a stark warning, revealing that the wolf is in the house. Veteran radio programmer Ross Davies has delivered a serious breakdown, arguing that unregulated foreign streaming platforms are already causing a 40% revenue decline for the Canadian radio industry over the last decade. We dive deep into the escalating financial threats facing Canadian radio as the competition intensifies.
Here's a simple way to protect your phone without stress. This ALEN 3-pack comes with tempered glass screen protectors, camera lens protectors, and an installation frame for an easier, cleaner fit. It's clear, case-friendly, and built to help guard against scratches and everyday bumps. Check the link in the comments to get it on Amazon.
Next up, prepare for a monumental celebration for music lovers everywhere. Apple Corps Limited is transforming 3 Savile Row in London into a permanent, ticketed visitor attraction starting in 2027. Imagine stepping onto the rooftop, where the Beatles performed their very last concert, and exploring 7 floors filled with archival material and studio recreations. Tom Green, Apple Corps CEO, shares his excitement about bringing this spiritual home back to fans. We turn now to the powerhouse of music publishing. Guy Moot, co-chair and CEO of Warner Chappell Music, has just been named the first music publisher to receive the prestigious Music Industry Trust's Award. This honor recognizes his decades-long commitment to songwriters and his philosophy of championing creators. We look at the incredible career of Guy Moot and the impact his work has had on artists from Amy Winehouse to Drake. And finally, we wrap up with the massive industry recognition. Guy Moot's achievement highlights the profound value of music, supported by organizations like the Brit Trust and Nordhoff and Robbins. This award celebrates a career dedicated to finding the next generation of talent. Stay with us because we have more breaking news coming up right after this. Canadian radio leaders are sounding the alarm over the dire financial and competitive challenges facing the industry, with experts warning that unregulated foreign streaming platforms pose an existential threat. At the Radio Days North America conference, CRTC Chair Vicky Eatrides framed the industry's future as a construction project, emphasizing that building a lasting framework requires extensive collaboration. However, veteran radio programmer Ross Davies stated starkly that the wolf, unregulated foreign streaming platforms, is already inside the house, citing a decade of 40% revenue decline for radio. President of Stingray Radio, Steve Jones, added urgency, declaring that the roof is on fire due to an obsolete business model. The panel highlighted a sector struggling under outdated regulations as revenue shifts to global streamers. Susan Wheeler pointed to the severe financial strain, noting that 44% of radio stations are operating at a loss, suggesting consolidation is necessary for smaller markets. A key point of contention is the 35% Canadian content airplay quota, which data suggests is less effective when consumers use personalized streaming algorithms, with only about 10% of Canadians selecting homegrown music on those platforms. Music Canada CEO Patrick Rogers defended the quota, framing it as essential to Canada's global success. In response, CRTC VP of Broadcasting Scott Shortliff assured stakeholders that the Commission is preparing a bold new framework, signaling a move to eliminate license renewals to allow policy changes to take effect, emphasizing a commitment to accountability in the audio sector. Apple Corps Limited, the entity managing the Beatles' creative and business interests, is transforming 3 Savile Row in London into a permanent, ticketed visitor attraction. The 7-floor venue will open in 2027, offering fans unprecedented access to the iconic building where the band recorded Let It Be and performed their final rooftop concert. The attraction will feature previously unseen archival material from Apple Corps, rotating exhibitions, a dedicated fan store, and a recreation of the basement studio used for the recording of Let It Be. A major highlight will be the opportunity for visitors to stand on the rooftop where John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr performed their last live show on January 30, 1969. Apple Corps CEO Tom Green announced the project on Monday, May 11th, expressing excitement about bringing the company back to its spiritual home. Green stated, "We're thrilled to bring Apple Corps back to its spiritual home and give the Beatles fans something truly special." Paul McCartney shared his enthusiasm, noting, "There are so many special memories within the walls, not to mention the rooftop. The team have put together some really impressive plans, and I'm excited for people to see it when it's ready." Ringo Starr echoed the sentiment, adding, "Wow, it's like coming home." 3 Savile Row served as one of Apple Corps' early headquarters during the late 1960s. The announcement coincides with renewed activity at Apple Corps under Green, who was appointed CEO in September 2025, following a restructuring of the executive team earlier this year. This period also includes other significant developments, such as a 4-film Beatles cinematic event directed by Sam Mendes, set for release in April 2028, which marks the first time Apple Corps has granted full life story and music rights for a scripted film. On the music front, the Beatles' 2023 single, Now and Then, which utilized AI-assisted technology for its completion, reached #1 in the UK and secured a Grammy for Best Rock Performance in February 2025, also earning a Brit Award nomination for Song of the Year. A recent exclusive investigation by the Times of India has shed light on the strategic decisions behind SANAM's music release schedule. The report delves into the reasons why the music label is not pursuing a constant release cadence for its content. The article features insights from Toshiro Agarwal, a journalist with the Pune Times known for his work in entertainment, lifestyle features, news, and interviews, offering a detailed perspective on the label's current approach to the music industry. Guy Moot, co-chair and CEO of Warner Chappell Music, the global publishing arm of Warner Music Group, has been named the recipient of the 2026 Music Industry Trusts Award, or MITS, marking him as the first music publisher to receive the honor. The award will be presented on Monday, November 9, at a ceremony at the Grosvenor House Hotel in London. The MITS recognizes Moot's over 30-year career, his songwriter-first philosophy, and his lifelong dedication to music's power to educate, heal, and transform lives. The MITS event proceedings will raise funds to support 2 UK music charities, the Brit Trust, a key funder of the Brit School, and the music therapy charity Nordoff and Robbins. Moot's career trajectory has been extensive, beginning in record shops before transitioning into A&R roles at ATV Music and Chrysalis Records in 1984. He joined SBK Music Publishing in 1987, which eventually merged with EMI Music Publishing. Moot held various senior positions, including EVP of A&R for the UK and Europe at EMI starting in 2003, and later became UK Managing Director and President of European Creative. During his tenure at EMI, he oversaw significant signings including Amy Winehouse, Arctic Monkeys, Calvin Harris, Deadmo5, Lana Del Rey, and Mark Ronson. In 2012, Moot played a pivotal role in leading the Sony and EMI merger in Europe. Following Sony's full acquisition of EMI in 2018, he continued in a leadership role, overseeing signings such as Arcade Fire, Ed Sheeran, Sam Smith, and Ja. In April 2019, Moot was appointed co-chair and CEO of Warner Chappell Music, where he has overseen a significant expansion, doubling the size of the business. Warner Chappell Music's publishing revenues have shown robust growth, with the company reporting a 9.6% year-over-year increase in music publishing revenues at constant currency to $353 million in calendar Q1 2026. Under his leadership since 2019, WCM has signed and retained a diverse roster of talent, including Amy Allen, Cardi B, Dua Lipa, Lizzo, Risay, and Zach Bryan, alongside iconic legacy artists like David Bowie, George Michael, and Madonna. Expressing his gratitude, Moot stated that receiving the MITS award is a significant honor and a celebration of songwriters. He emphasized his commitment to fostering new talent and supporting organizations like the Brit Trust and Nordoff and Robbins, highlighting music's profound ability to connect with people. Toby Leeton-Pope, co-chair of the MITS Award Committee, praised Moot's extensive and influential career, noting his impact extends beyond the UK. Dan Chalmers, the other co-chair, affirmed Moot's role as a steadfast champion of songwriters. Moot joins a distinguished list of previous recipients, including Annie Lennox OBE, Sir Elton John, and Ashley Tabor King CBE.